this is an iHeart podcast. Guaranteed human.
With no fees or minimums on checking accounts, it's no wonder the Capital One bank guy is so passionate about banking with Capital One. If he were here, he wouldn't just tell you about no fees or minimums. He'd also talk about how most Capital One cafes are open 7 days a week to assist with your banking needs. Yep, even on weekends. It's pretty much all he talks about, in a good way. What's in your wallet? Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank. Capital One, N.A., member FDIC.
Tax season has arrived, and doing taxes without the right help can feel overwhelming. Intuit TurboTax is here now to guide you through it with confidence. Match with a TurboTax full-service expert who handles everything for you from start to finish. Your dedicated expert checks every single deduction and credit to help you get the best possible outcome so you can feel confident you're getting every dollar you deserve. And the best part? You'll see real-time updates on your expert's progress right on your phone while you live your life. Plus, you get unlimited expert help at no extra cost, even on nights and weekends during tax season. Visit TurboTax.com. Only available with TurboTax full-service experts. Real-time updates only on iOS mobile app.
Brought to you by the reinvented 2012 Camry. It's ready. Are you? Welcome to Stuff You Should Know from HowStuffWorks.com.
Hey, and welcome to the podcast. I'm Josh Clark. There's Charles W. Chuck Bryant. And this is Stuff You Should Know, the podcast edition of the podcast.
Maybe we should change the name of the show to, like, Stuff You Might Want to Know. If you're, if you care about being an enlightened individual.
We need a colon in there. We've been using colons a lot lately.
Yeah. Let's not change the name.
We should change the name to Just Try and Find a Pulse.
That's good.
Thank you. Chuck.
Yes.
Have you ever seen an animal migrate?
I see my dogs migrating to the food bowl at 5 o'clock every day.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I guess that is kind of migration. Yeah.
Actually, I see them migrate to me at like 4:30 and start
say, hey.
staring at me like, you got to feed us, right?
Yeah, we talked about that in Can Dogs Perceive Time?
Oh, that's right. Mm-hmm. Sure.
I have seen animals migrate on the YouTubes.
Oh, yeah, it's gorgeous.
It is.
It is. I mean, it's unbelievable.
It is, especially depending, like the monarch butterflies, everyone's like, that's the money migration.
Nah, not to me.
Have you seen the bats, the fruit bats in Zambia?
That's pretty amazing.
It is amazing and, like, horrific if you don't like bats.
I like the mammalian ones, like the elk. Mm-hmm. Just thousands and thousands of them steaming across the tundra.
And the caribou is another one. Wildebeests, also called gnoos.
The gnu?
No gnoos is good gnoos with Gary Gnu. Did you know that?
I did know that.
The wildebeest, a.k.a. the gnu, is also known for its huge migration. And that doesn't always go very well. Did you know that?
What, with the gnu?
Uh-huh.
Why
2007?
No, what happened?
In a river in Kenya in 2007, 10,000 wildebeests drowned at this one spot in this river.
It's awful.
Because one of them went in and got swept away, and the rest of them were like, oh, he went in. Well, I guess we'll all just cross. And
boy, that's really sad.
Yeah. 1% of the population of the African wildebeest population died in that river that day.
Quite a mess, too.
I imagine so, yeah.
I mean, that would probably dam up the river, I would think.
I would think so. 10,000 gnoos, wildebeests. I mean, they're about 4.5 feet tall at the shoulder, I believe. Yeah. They're big. 10,000 of them. That's a lot of biomass. It's like when a whale gets beached. You remember the one in Oregon in the 70s?
Yeah.
That they blew up with dynamite?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's footage of that on the YouTubes as well.
Is there really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So, that's migration, Chuck. You got anything else?
Listener mail.
I just blacked out.
Josh, migration, if...
We should define it for our foreign friends.
Exactly. It is a large-scale movement of an animal species.
Mm-hmm.
And typically it's because of a few things, like weather or mating or food, trying to find resources.
Yeah. So when you said that you see your dogs migrate to their food bowl every day, that does technically count as migration, because most of the reason things migrate is food, and then the other ones are generally secondary.
Josh, what are the 3 types of migration?
There is irreversive migration.
No.
Eruptive migration.
Yes.
I just made up a word. Irreversive.
Yeah. And not eruptive as in a volcano, but IRR-UPtive.
That's right. And that doesn't follow a pattern. Usually it basically the species is making it up as it goes along.
Right.
The wildebeests are known for eruptive migration because they follow water. And wherever the water is, they're going to it. And apparently drowning in it.
And they said, too, in this article, which is crazy, that their migration patterns can be based on, like, thunderclouds.
Well, yeah, if they hear thunder...
It's so awesome.
They're going to go to the thunder because that's where the rain is, meaning that's where the water is.
That's just so cool how smart the stupid-looking GNU is. Big dummies.
Didn't Gary GNU wear a turtleneck and a jacket?
I think it was a dickie.
Okay.
Josh, another one is complete and partial migration. Obviously, complete is when the entire species migrates. Partial usually happens when you have such a range in your species that some of you live where it's nice and warm, you don't have to go anywhere, and some of you live where it's cold. And the barn owl is a good example of that one.
Partial migration is basically just a species showing off how much range it has.
Right.
Like some of us don't even need to migrate.
Exactly.
There's also altitudinal migration, where you're a billy goat up in the Alps, and it starts to snow and get a little cold for you, so you move a little further down the mountain.
Yeah.
Bing, bang, boom, migration done.
And the final one, actually, I think it said 3. This is more like 5. Is the saddest one of all, and that's removal migration, and that is when wherever you're living, for one reason or another, whether it's deforestation or
drained swampland
or climate, is just not the place to live anymore, and you just pack your bags as a species and leave, never to come back.
It is the saddest migration.
I think so.
So Chuck, that's the types of migration, the 3/5 types.
3 to 5.
Yeah. And what we're finding is, from the outside, it looks like people who study migration, or before we studied migration, it was just like, oh, look, the animals are moving again.
Right.
But people have given it a lot more evaluation over the last decade, century or two, right?
Uh-huh.
And they're finding that there's pretty much, well, like we said, food, breeding, and mating, and
climate. Those are the reasons.
Yes.
And they all equal survival.
Yes, that's the whole point.
Yes.
Right?
Support for the show comes from Public, the investing platform for those who take it seriously. On Public, you can build a multi-asset portfolio of stocks, bonds, options, crypto, and now generated assets, which allow you to turn any idea into an investable index with AI. It all starts with your prompt. From renewable energy companies with high free cash flow to semiconductor suppliers growing revenue over 20% year over year, you can literally type any prompt and put the AI to work. It screens thousands of stocks, builds a one-of-a-kind index, and lets you backtest it against the S&P 500. Then, you can invest in a few clicks. Generated assets are like EFTs with infinite possibilities, completely customizable and based on your thesis, not someone else's. Go to public.com/podcast and earn an uncapped 1% bonus when you transfer your portfolio. That's public.com/podcast. Paid for by Public Investing. Brokerage services by Open to the Public Investing, Inc. Member FINRA SIPC. Advisory services by Public Advisors LLC. SEC registered advisor. Generated assets is an interactive analysis tool. Output is for informational purposes only and is not investment recommendation or advice. Complete disclosures available at public.com/disclosures.
Hey everybody, get this. LinkedIn has grown to a network of over 1 billion professionals and 130 million decision makers. And that's where it stands apart from other ad buys.
Yeah, for sure. You can target your buyers by job title, industry, company, role, seniority, skills, even company revenue, so you can stop wasting budget on the wrong audience.
Yep, that's why LinkedIn Ads generates the highest B2B ROAS of all online ad networks. Seriously, all of them.
And get this, if you spend $250 on your first campaign on LinkedIn Ads, you get a free $250 credit for the next one. Just go to linkedin.com/SYSK. That's linkedin.com/SYSK. Terms and conditions apply.
You said that partial migration is based on range.
Yeah.
What animals need is food. You got to have food to survive,
Yeah.
and for the most part, that's why animals migrate, is for food.
Yeah,
Right?
and what's interesting, too, is it's not always a migration to like, oh, let's go find, because there's tons of food over here. Sometimes they're smart enough to know we'll deplete all the food here if we don't move around some. And we want to survive as a species, so we're not going to take all the food here. We're going to migrate over and kind of spread it around so we can all live.
Right.
It's pretty cool.
Water also falls into that category of survival as well, like the wildebeest, which we were talking about, right?
Yes.
And then there's breeding and mating as reasons for migration. Whales are very, very famous for migration, for both, actually, for feeding and for breeding, right?
Right.
So they migrate to the poles in the summertime.
Thousands of miles.
Yeah. They migrate to the poles in the summertime to go feast on krill, but their calves, when they're born, don't have enough blubber to survive in the polar climates.
That's adorable.
So they go toward the equator, the tropical climates, to mate and reproduce.
Do you ever look at animals and think they figured it all out and humans are just messing it all up?
Yes, frequently.
I say that all the time to myself. The Chinook salmon, Josh, is one in relation to mating and breeding, and they are famous for heading out to sea as adults after they're born in the river, and then later in life they swim back upriver and they lay their eggs at the same hospital where they were born. The same little river spot.
Right. Because they're going to be eaten in the open sea.
Well,
right?
yeah.
So they go back to where they were born because it worked for them.
Well, that's exactly why they do it. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Because they know that this spot is, because I'm alive,
It's safe.
I know this is a safe spot for me.
Plus, I haven't been by there for a while. I need to say hey to the old neighborhood.
Yeah, exactly. See what's going on.
And Chuck, you're talking about removal migration. There's a good example of what happens as a result of removal migration in the whooping crane, right?
This is the best story.
Do you like this one?
It's really awesome.
So the whooping crane in the United States went down to 20 birds in the wild for a little while.
That's not the good part, by the way.
Right.
That's the sad part.
That's the funny part. Here's the good part. The eastern population of the species was completely wiped out, and the western population was pretty much keeping the species alive. So, I guess to oppose removal migration, is it Rutgers? I believe it was.
Rutgers.
Rutgers ornithologists really started to take a real shine to the whooping crane and wanted to get the population back up. And so they started breeding them in captivity.
Yeah.
The problem is the annual migration of the whooping crane is about 1,200 miles. They go from the north down to Florida.
Sure.
They learn that's intergenerational knowledge, right?
Yeah.
So the ones in the east, they have no idea how to get from their where they live during the summertime down south in the winter.
Yeah, they don't know the route.
Because those people who used to, or those cranes that used to have that knowledge died out, right?
I know, it's so sad.
So tell them what they're doing, Chuck.
Well, this is the cool thing. As sad as that is, and as down on humans as I am, there are humans that do amazing things like this. They basically dressed up in whooping crane costumes from the time these little chickies were born to acclimate them to the adults and the sound of an ultralight aircraft from the time they were little ones. They got them used to that sound.
Right.
Then, when the time came to migrate, Josh, the birds, a guy got into an ultralight aircraft.
Dressed as a whooping crane.
And flew from Wisconsin to Florida and led these birds and basically said, this is the way to go. Mm-hmm. This is how you're going to survive. Mm-hmm. How awesome is that?
It's pretty awesome.
And it worked.
So far,
what they're hoping is, obviously, in generations to come, that they have learned this, so
they'll be able to pass it down.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
that's so awesome.
That's pretty rare, actually, that we understand why or how a species migrates. For the most part, how and when or how they know to migrate,
right,
is still relatively a mystery. There's different ways that we think an animal species can say, oh, okay, it's time to go to Florida.
Yeah.
And one of the big ones is called the photoperiod.
Right.
Based on the circadian rhythm or the circadian rhythm.
Sunlight.
The NFL playoffs are here, and Wild Card Weekend powered by Verizon is in full swing.
Man, it all comes down to this.
The stakes are high, hopes are higher, and everything is on the line.
My goodness!
It's win or go home, and every moment counts on the road to Super Bowl 60.
It's a touchdown!
Wild Card Weekend powered by Verizon. Through Monday. Visit watch.nfl.com for the full schedule.
These days, it seems like AI agents are just about everywhere you turn, every field and every function. But without identity, you can't trust they'll serve your business instead of jeopardizing it. Fortunately, Okta helps you get identity right by securing your AI agents' identities, giving you a single layer of control, a single standard of trust. So whether an AI agent supports a single user or your entire enterprise, with Okta, you'll turn risk into opportunity. Secure every agent. Secure any agent. Okta secures AI.
This is an iHeart podcast. Guaranteed human.